30 psychology tricks that work on everyone. Number 30, be taken more seriously.
If you want people to take your words more seriously, every time you tell someone something, say that your father taught you it.
Because people tend to believe the advice of parents more than a younger person. Number 29, rock, paper, scissors champion. If you want to become a champion at rock, paper, scissors, right before playing the game, ask your opponent a random question. Almost always the other person will be confused and will throw out scissors without much thought. This distracts them from their original thought on which move they were going to throw out, and they panic in distraction and just throw out scissors. Number 28, the broccoli trick. If you want your kids to eat broccoli, try asking them if they want 5 or 2 stalks of broccoli, instead of asking them if they want broccoli. This way, you've made up your mind and shows them that they are going to have broccoli for lunch, but instead, they feel like they have made their own decision. The same old trick can also work in other situations as well. Number 27, annoying song stuck in your head. If a song is stuck in your head and you want to forget it, try thinking of the end of the song. Our brain tends to remember the things we've left unfinished. So think of the end of that annoying song, and you'll be able to get it out of your head. This is your mind having a problem with leaving things unfinished. Number 26. Get help. Your friend will most likely help you carry something if you continue to talk to them while handing them a box or something you need help with. Instead of just asking them if they'll help you carry something, just keep talking while giving them something at the same time. If you're busy talking to them while handing it over, it keeps them distracted, and the majority of people won't even notice you're handing them something and will take it. Number 25. Build attraction. If you know you're going to shake someone's hand, make sure your hands are warm enough. Warm hands give off the feeling of a friendly, inviting atmosphere, while cold hands will trigger the opposite. Number 24, insecurity. To make someone feel insecure, look at their hairline while they speak. It will almost always make them feel uncomfortable. This is because not giving them eye contact will make them feel like you don't care about what they're saying and wonder if you're listening to them or not, as well as making them think something is on their face or their hair because that is what you're focusing on. Number 23, the laughing trick. When you're in a group and everyone starts laughing about something, try to notice who is looking at you while laughing.
When people laugh, they tend to instinctively look at the person they feel closest to.
Number 22, let them see how they look. For example, if you work in customer service, try installing a mirror behind you. This way, when people are talking to you or checking out at a counter, they will automatically be nicer because people feel less comfortable being rude if they can see how they look. Number 21, confrontation. An example of this would be if you're in a meeting and you think someone is going to go off on you and start yelling at you about something, purposely sit right next to them. It makes people feel incredibly awkward being aggressive and talking bad about them when they're so close. Nobody wants to sit right next to the person that they just talked bad about. It's really uncomfortable for them, so they'll be easier on you. Number 20, make the path. Do you ever wish the subway station wasn't so crowded in the morning, or the streets weren't filled with people going in all directions while you're in a hurry to get somewhere? A clever trick is to look forward in your final destination and make eye contact with the people coming towards you. Once you do this, a walkway will open up. In crowded places, people gauge where other people are going by determining which way they're looking. Then they can either join you in your direction or get out of the way. Number 19. Stalk detector. I'm sure we've all had an awkward moment when we're in public and you gaze up and look at someone and they're already looking at you. This can be an uncomfortable feeling sometimes. If you think the person is stalking you, here's a way to figure it out without embarrassing the other person or yourself. Try yawning and then look up at the person. If they also yawned, this is a good chance they were, in fact, staring at you. This works because yawning is contagious and people can't help but yawn after they see someone yawn first. Number 18, the information getter.
Do you wish your partner or friend would open up more to you?
Try asking them a question, and if he or she just partially answers your question, keep eye contact with them and keep quiet for a few seconds. They will almost always continue talking and end up saying more information, because awkward silence makes most people uncomfortable. Number 17, high five. Next time while giving someone a high five, look at their elbow, and you'll never miss. This is kind of like a target for your brain. Number 16, believable lies. If you want someone to believe a lie you're telling, just add an embarrassing detail about yourself. An example could be, instead of saying, "No, I wasn't at Rick's house, I was with Andrew the whole time," try saying, "No, I haven't been to Rick's house in so long. Last time I was there, I made a fool of myself and flooded the bathroom at a party, and I don't think his parents want me over there for a while. So I hung out with Andrew instead." This way, people automatically believe that you're telling the truth because you're willing to say something embarrassing about yourself, and you have more details about why, and it sounds more believable. Number 15, look into their eyes. Tell someone to look right into your eyes and ask them to say they can't stop looking. Ask them a random question, like what they had for lunch 2 days ago, and chances are they won't be able to answer you. It's tough to remember something without moving your eyes. Number 14, Win the game. If you're playing a game against someone and you want them to mess up so you can win, ask them how they're playing so well and they'll start overthinking it and most likely mess up. Number 13. Number patterns. If someone is busy concentrating on counting something and you want to make them mess up and lose count, start saying a set of numbers in order instead of just saying random numbers. This is because the brain naturally catches on to patterns better than random sets of numbers. Number 12. The taste test. Try betting a family member or friend that they can't taste the difference between whole, 2%, 1%, or skim milk, or some other combination of juice or food of your choice. Then, blindfold them and have them start tasting the milk. Now, replace the last cup of milk with an orange juice. The brain prepares the body for milk, but when you suddenly taste orange juice instead, the acidity from the orange juice usually causes a gag reflex and sometimes vomiting. Number 11. Keep calm. If you ever find yourself in an argument with someone, act much more peaceful than them. Let them raise their voice and get all worked up, but remain calm and don't raise your voice. The other person getting angry and yelling can cause them to say something particularly irrational, and you can use that against them later. Number 10. Whisper. When you whisper something to someone, it almost always guarantees that they'll whisper back, even if you're in an environment where you don't need to be quiet. Number 9. Look right to left. When trying to find something, look right to left instead of left to right like you normally would. You're most likely to miss things because your eyes are so used to looking in one direction. When you switch it up and look in the opposite direction, your eyes slow down. This allows you to have a better chance of finding what you're searching for. Number 8. Asking for help. If you want help from other people, just start simply asking, "I need your help." People will most likely give in and really assist you because they don't want to feel guilty for not helping you out. People tend to avoid guilt whenever possible. Number 7. Chewing gum.
Scientists have discovered that chewing gum increases memory.
Chewing gum increases blood flow to the brain. If you chew gum at the same time as taking a test, you're more likely to score higher than people who don't chew gum because it helps your brain focus and concentrate better. Number 6. Nodding. When people nod while listening to someone speak, they usually end up agreeing with the speaker. When someone nods in front of a person speaking, the person who is talking, kind of like the same thing a parrot would do, will repeat the same words over and over again. By doing this, nodding provokes listeners' complete agreement, possibly without even realizing it. Number 5. The psychic. This one works best on kids. If you want to make your children or friends think you have some psychic ability, catch them in the middle of doing something wrong, and then turn and look away for a few seconds. While looking away or facing your back to them, call them out on whatever they're doing, and they'll be amazed at how you knew what they were doing without even looking at them. Number 4. The E test. This one is simple. Try asking someone to draw an uppercase letter E on their forehead with their finger. And if they draw it so you can read it the correct way, they're doing what's best for you and shows that they're an empathetic person. If they draw it facing themselves, so it's harder for the reader to read, that means they are thinking of their self more than the other person and aren't as empathetic. Number 3. If someone isn't your biggest fan. If you think a person isn't a fan of you for some reason, try to borrow something from them, like a pencil or a pen. Even though that person doesn't like you, he or she will conclude in their mind that you are not such a bad person after all. The more you're willing to talk to people and be nice, even if the two of you don't like each other, the more likely they are to warm up to you, and you could eventually end up being friends. Number 2. Keep eye contact.
Sometimes eye contact is awkward and uncomfortable, especially with strangers.
When you don't look someone in the eyes, it might come off that you're not interested in what the person is saying. So here's what you can do when meeting someone new. Try remembering their eye color. This helps keep your mind off the intimacy of locking eyes with someone you don't know, while also looking interested. Make sure it's not obvious and keep a smile on your face. Number 1. Mirror their behavior. Mirroring is also known as mimicry. Some people do this naturally. People that naturally have this skill are also considered chameleons. They try to blend into their environment by copying other people's movements, speech patterns, and mannerisms. This ability can also be used consciously with some practice and is an excellent way to make yourself more likable. Researchers have studied mimicry and found that people who have been mimicked were a lot more likely to act in your favor toward the person who had copied their movements. Individuals who have had someone mimic their behavior are actually more agreeable and nicer to other people in general. Mirroring someone's behavior makes them feel validated and has a positive outcome because it helps with self-esteem and confidence.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.